Hi, this is SherLuc, and today we're going to be discussing gathering information as a colorcaster. So let's jump straight into it. The first thing you need to know as a colorcaster is that information is the main, it's your bread and butter. It's the main thing you're working on, and it's the main thing you need in order to analyze and predict the game. So gathering information efficiently is really important for you. Not only because, well, you don't have anything to say if you don't have information, but also because you don't really have much time to talk whenever you're in an amateur game, because there aren't many LoL states. The PvP is going to be talking a lot since, well, it's fighting all over the map because it's amateur level of play. So the very few moments where you have time have to be spent talking about what's really important, and you can't know what's important without having the right information. Now let's get right into it. The first thing is that you don't need the main screen. Everything you need is in the HUD, is in the UI and the map. That's actually the French term. But yeah, so everything you need is on the UI and the map, the minimap per se. Eye movement rotation is the way you're going to be using, is the way you're going to be gathering information intelligently, and then the state of the game is a nice additional touch. So let's jump straight into it. We have a game here. For the sake of improvement, we're gonna black out the main screen. So you see that even though we don't see anything of what's happening on the screen, we still have a general very good idea of what's going on. I can even actually increase the sound of the minimap. If I am a colorcaster, I would like to have this. Oh, wait, it doesn't scale with the. Oh, interesting. Well, it's not really a big deal. So let's stick to this. Um, so you see that we're not, as a colorcaster, right? We're not losing a lot of information here. We still know that we still know everything that is important to us as a colorcaster. So even though we seemingly do not know anything that's happening, we still know that we are 16 minutes into the game. Gold lead is 2,000 gold in the favor of blue team. And drakes are even, right? We have a infernal drake on our hands, and so we know that, judging from this comp and this comp, we know how infernal drake is pivotal. How infernal drakes are pivotal for red side team. Now, if we go in a bit further, we can also say that right now red team should be at a disadvantage because they don't have a tier 1 tower anymore, right? 1 tower to 0. The thing is that even though there should be a disadvantage, we have red team that's completely gathered around the Drake as it is alive, and that on the blue team, on the blue side, Oriana is not here, and that's the key component. Map is really important as usual when it comes to League of Legends. So we have everything we need here because we know that Flash is down on set, TP is down on Oriana, so there's no way she comes up earlier on this team fight. We have no teleportation, no flash on Syndra. That's really crucial to know. Else, every single summoner spell is up in this game. We don't have flash on Thresh, but still has X flash. Ultimates are almost all up except for the Karthus Requiem. So that's also a big deal. And even though the Oriana is on her way, she doesn't have Shockwave available. So that's really big because Oriana right now she's 4-0-1 and she doesn't have Shockwave. The main ability of this champion is unavailable right now. In terms of items, you can read also from here. You have a good idea of like what's going on here, CS differences. is also something that you have. Basically, any information that you will be looking for is on the map. You also have gold repartition here with the vision scores. So do not be afraid to not pay attention to what's on the screen, because everything you need is here. Everything, every information that you want as a colorcaster is here. The minimap is used to have the states of the waves, who has pressure over who, if someone is deep on the lane, if someone is out of position, if there are wards maybe that can be used to flank TP for that Camille, for example. So all of that are useful information. Oops. All of that are useful information that you can easily gather if you're a CC. You don't need the main screen. So, with all of that being said, it's about having the most efficient eye rotation to get these informations. Now, the thing is, we want to look at, for example, in the laning phase situation. This is for team fights, right? But in a laning phase situation, let's get here, for example. Okay. Here we have a very good idea of what's happening. Let's turn back our little overlay. And yeah, so we see from the we can see from the minimap that Camille and Set are in a neutral position. Camille is full life, full mana. Set is also full life. So we know that top lane the pressure is really even. We have some wards being laid down, but not really a line of vision or anything that would make them safe. So top lane right now on an island. We also know from looking at the mid lane that Syndra and Orianna are also in a very neutral state. Right now, Orianna has 22 CS, Syndra has 25. The wave seems to be even from the minimap, and we have equal amounts of health and mana on both sides, but Orianna has cookies and a potion, so she's actually having more autonomy than Syndra right now. Bot lane wise, we know what's happening right now. If you look at the screen, bot lane has backed, Thresh and Jarvan are here, so there might be this Karthus here that is clearing his gromp. You see the camp hasn't despawned on the map. You can make an argument that Thresh and Jarvan could be invading right here and take down this Karthus. Though it would be dangerous because Karthus already has one kill and has Mephitic Codex. Now you look at the minimap, you see that Galio has based, so you can watch for what he's about to buy as we are 4 minutes into the game. So for example, if I play this out, you're like, okay, Thresh is invading, spotting the Karthus. Meanwhile, Jarvan doing the Scuttle Crab nice and easy. And we have like the first recalls coming through. Longsword for that Xayah is going to help her a lot in that bottom lane. But you can also see that Aphelios is pushing the lane back in, and so he will be recalling, having himself 1,000 gold. He will be able to seize a much bigger lead than this Xayah early on in that bottom lane. And then you can make an argument that also, speaking of itemization, Cull has been picked up by the Camille instead of a Doran's Blade or Longsword. So that means this top lane here will stay untouched. We know that this will be going for this top lane will be going for an island, isolated kind of lane on the map. Jarvan also is hovering around that bottom side of the map. Karthus is going to be doing his full clear back again because his wolves are respawning, and Jarvan right here has just done his Scuttle Crab, so he will be pathing into the jungle again. Maybe he can actually try also to look for a gank in the mid lane, since Orianna is in a slightly better state than the Syndra right now, although considering that Syndra is leaning, because you can see her on the minimap, she's leaning a lot on the top side of the map right now, it might be difficult for Jarvan to do anything, so he will probably be going back to crocs and raptors and stuff. So you can see how exactly all of the informations have been picked up from the minimap, and you're just elaborating from that. So about the rotations now, what you want to be doing is always have the map as an intermediate state, as an intermediate pickup between two informations. So for example, you look at the map, you pick something from the map. For example, Carthus. Yeah, he's doing his full clear back, blah blah blah. He's very healthy. So you pick up informations about. You've picked up informations about Carthus. You go and check if that Carthus you've chosen has other interesting informations. He's healthy. That's not really useful info. Instead, you're looking back at the map. Now, you see Galio has based. You look at his items. Okay, picked up Ruby Crystal. Boring. You go back to the map. You say you watch for Javan. He's in the river. You look at the objective. 50 seconds before spawning. Okay, not really interesting. Maybe he's laying down some preemptive vision for the objective then. You can talk about that. Now you go back to the minimap. You're still on the minimap. You look at, for example, mid lane priority, because Jarvan's in the river, Thresh is roaming. You go to the inventories then, and you go back to the map to check if anything has changed, and you go back to Syndra and Orianna. Both awesomes are up, health and mana are plenty. You go back to the minimap. And so this way you can pick up information saying, okay, this is about to happen, and this is and this will most likely happen from the game state. The way you do this is every time you check an info, you look at the map again, because minimap is where you see people converging onto one point. Minimap is the place where you see who has priority over who will be going where. You know when team fights, when action is going to take place, because you see them moving on the minimap. And so because you do that, you're not talking when a gank is about to happen and your PvP has to shut you off. And so the cast becomes more enjoyable. So that was about information gathering. I hope that this has been useful to you. I hope that you liked the video as well. So if that was the case, leave a like. Say something nice in the comments. If you have additional tips as well, don't hesitate to write that down in the comments of the video. And yeah, state of the game, we haven't talked much about that, but it's really down to like who's fed and etc. Not really something important in gathering information per se. We'll talk about that later on. So in the meantime, be sure to watch the videos and be sure to practice as well. Practice is a really big deal. So see you later, guys. Bye bye.